International China Investment Forum, ICIF. He was appointed Economic Advisor to Chinese municipal government as well. The author of several books on business, including the best-selling title, How to Outsmart China. Please join me in welcoming on stage Dr. Marcus Lee.
Thank you, moderator. Honorable Mr. Bali, respected Secretary General, officials, NTV, the host, organizers, Hata, and NTV, Nippon Airlines stakeholders, buyers and sellers, including hotel tour operators, attractions, medias and bloggers, ladies and gentlemen, Namaste. I want to go beyond Namaste and say, Topai Lai ko stucho. Dhanyawad. This is my first time to be in Nippon, and I'm very glad I'd like to share with you about China outbound travel market. The key topic I would like to talk about is how to attract Chinese visitor effectively. I represent the Association of SME Business Owners. We have 11,000 companies. In China, SME stands for Small Medium Enterprise, but in China, SME is not so small. We don't sell pizzas. That include automobile company that is stock exchange listed. Within this association, we have 3,000 tour operators from China. We have promoted 42 countries to China through two initiatives, Welcome China and China Ready, with 8 offices in China covering 15 cities. I'd like to update you in 4 points in my presentation today. Number 1, China market updates. Before I begin, I'd like to see how many of you represent hotels industry, please. This is more than half. And the other half, I suppose, is tour operators. May I see? Surprisingly, more tour operators and hotels. And those who did not raise up your hand, are you in the wrong industry, wrong conference? Someone from the medias and bloggers. I think that's all. I also forgot to address the students who's coming here. Thank you all for coming. China market updates. I do not have to explain to you, China now is the #1 world spender. I do not have to explain to you, we are the world's largest outbound tourists with 130 million Chinese traveling around the world last year that make up of 10% of the global sales. We are looking at 200 million in 2020. But I do want to explain to you, things have changed. Previously, we focused in Shanghai, Beijing, Guangzhou. I'm from Shanghai. Our population is similar to Nepal, 30 million. Shanghai, Beijing, Guangzhou is tier 1. But if you look at 2017 data, you see, let's say, can you look at number 5, number 6, number 7, number 8, number 9. Those cities are unknown, like Shenyang, Changchun. Those are in the North China. I call them the villages and farmers. Look, the villages and farmers now is coming out from China. Those are your fresh target. Do not go to those cities that my city, Shanghai, everyone goes to. Of course, Shanghai, Beijing, Guangzhou is a big city. You go there at the minimum. But explore the untapped market and you'll be a superstar there. Ladies and gentlemen, what I'm trying to say is the trend has changed. And we look at where is the most popular destination. Something similar to you. For example, 17, Sri Lanka. I was there a couple of weeks ago. We launched the China Ready food program for them. What is China Ready? China Ready is beyond translation. It's beyond languages. It's about the psychology of Chinese. You don't bring in a German guy to explain to you about China ready. You have to understand about the China ready from the Chinese eyes. And having too much Chinese, not necessarily a good idea. I'll explain more. I mean restaurants, and etc. They want the local experience, is that correct? You may understand something you do not know. Passport. Only 10% of Chinese have a passport. Let me repeat, only 10% of Chinese have passport that generate 130 million. And you do the maths, what is the potential for the next 20 years? Behavior change, you know this. In the past, Chinese people, we want to look around the whole 7 countries in Europe in 5 days. Now things have changed. We changed from sightseeing and shopping to experiencing. And Nepal is the best place to do that. Now, second point I want to mention is specifically for Nepal. I was given a topic, 5 million by 2030. So I do a sketch. 2030 minus 2018, we have 12 years. That means if you want to 5 million divided by 12 years, you just need 416,666 tourists per year. China plus India, each of us split about 200,000. You're almost there. But if you look at the Chinese number, since 2001, where you have ADS, Approved Destination Status, from until 2007, 28,000, 2011, 61,000, 2014, 123,000, and a dip later, 2017, 104,000. And you're looking at 130,000 this year, compared to India, 160,000. I read China surpassed India as the #1 destination last quarter. However, my question to you is not about 5 million, it's about what kind of visitors you want to target. One Chinese HNWI stands for high net worth individuals, equals to 5 or 10 normal standard tourists. Do you want 5 million Chinese or you want 500,000 HNWI Chinese? That's the question. So, it's not about saying yes, sometimes it's about saying no. Now, the challenge for the destinations, we look into 4 categories. Number 1, upgrade. We talk about facilities, we talk about infrastructure. As I mentioned, I was in Sri Lanka a couple of weeks ago. The road is one of the challenges. Infrastructure, airlift, airports. Those are all some of the challenges some of the country is facing now, including Nepal. When I talked to someone outside just now with a tour operator, he said, I don't see HNWI or luxury client tourists from China because we don't have the facility or because we did not open the segment yet. There's 2 questions. So, upgrade is one, competitions. If Sri Lanka is spending 700,000 in just digital marketing, that's a huge challenge. I read about the revenue last year, it was 500-something thousand. How do we make use, minimum investment and maximum exposure in China? Please remember, WeChat is useless if you don't do a campaign, just like Facebook. So, China ready, I say, is beyond science and translation. Do you get too many Chinese in certain place? When Chinese come to Nepal, we want local experience, not going to just do Chinese restaurants. Lake of luxury tourists, that is covered. The next one I want to talk about is China Ready program. I mentioned briefly just now. It is from understand the market from the Chinese eyes. It's beyond translation. It's not just about learning how to receive Chinese people. It is understanding the behavior change and what are we looking for now and the futures into different category by age. For example, you don't categorize millennials as all, but you can break them to post-90s, post-80s, post-70s. That means those are born after 70s, born after 80s. I'm part of the millennials. Millennials represent more than 50% of your target market. Understanding how we buy and book hotel is one way to increase your traffic. Chinese arrival, and we are quite confident the number is going up and up. Aside from the earthquake in 2015, we have no reason to doubt this number is slowing down. And given the many good news is happening, for example, your infrastructure, your airports, and your railway is coming. Suggestion for NTB, National Tourism Board of Nepal. For example, tourism investment can be increased. We learned from Jackie Chan's movie, Kung Fu Yoga. Did I say it right? And we learned from Sri Lanka 4 billion investment by the OBO, One Belt, One Road. How can we tap on that? I read about your Prime Minister is going to China June 19. I was in Papua New Guinea just a few days ago promoting APEC to China. APEC stands for APEC, where all the 10 heads of states going to Papua New Guinea this year. My company is doing that promotion. It's a tough job. And I have to meet Minister and Prime Minister to do that. President Xi Jinping is going to November to Papua New Guinea. When I promote Papua New Guinea to China, you know what Chinese people ask me? Where is Papua New Guinea? So, awareness. So, maybe Beijing, Shanghai, Guangzhou, everyone know Nepal. How about Shenyang? How about somewhere further, Guilin, the villagers, the farmers, they need to come, they will come if they know this place. Let's talk about my second point, new market. China is not one country. China is like 32 countries. We're all different. I'm from Shanghai. Shanghai and Beijing don't like each other. Like New York, Los Angeles. Imagine you try to use Beijing to promote to Shanghai. It doesn't work. And Hong Kong speak a different language. We use Shanghai to promote to Hong Kong. Hong Kong was looking at them. What are you talking? Okay, now we look about repositioning the market. Do you want more premium market? Do you have the facilities to do that? How do we do the mix between mass and premium market? A couple weeks ago, when I was in Sri Lanka doing the destination audit, they did it all wrong because the entire market, facility and products cater just for the mass market. No, you can open the segment, the luxury market. If you don't think you can jump directly, open it slowly. Intensified marketing for NTV is important. All the board members is here. Congratulations on your new Chinese website. It's perfect, I look at it. But a very nice Chinese website but nobody read it is useless too. So how do we promote that nice Chinese website so that all the B2B and B2C is reading it? My last 2 points, the third point is target. How we get them? Look at the upcoming cities. Xi'an, 2016 they ranked 12. Last year they ranked number 1. Fastest growing tourism city. When we talk about Chengdu, where the panda live, Chengdu beat Guangzhou last year as top 3 positions. And we look at higher spending, Beijing, Shanghai top 2. And look at on your left, higher spending, do you see Shenyang, Changchun? That again is the villages. The largest market, Thailand. Why Thailand is so successful in attracting 9.8 million Chinese last year? One of the reasons is they are 200% China ready. I'm sure many of you have been to Bangkok. When I come up from Suratbuni airport, the biggest airport, I look around, I thought I'm in China. I'm not sure that's good or bad. Demographic, this is changing. I don't know about Nepal. Now, men in China is losing ground to the women. Women are making more decisions, 59%, compared to men, 41%. Is it the same in your country? And by age, I mentioned, the post-70s and post-80s is the biggest group. Look at 80s is 31%, 70s is 70%, combined is 15%, 50%, 50. I'm part of that age generation. How we buy, how we shop is different. Look, and also, not just the phone, not just the WeChat, but beyond that. And not everyone buy from C-Trip anymore. Group FIT, which in China right now, 30% is family-oriented, 10% is bringing the parents to visit, 8% is single traveling, 21% is couples, and then companionship is 23%. When and how we make the booking, most of the mass market book much in advance compared to the high-end visitors. They can go anytime, 12%. Preferences. Let's talk about adventurous spirits. Paragliding. 15,000 of the paragliders in Pokhara are Chinese. And the climbers is number 3 after USA and India. It will be number 1 if you promote it to them more. Today, it's no longer tour group. Today, Chinese people are no longer satisfied with traditional tour group. You get what you give them, the input and output. They are looking for something more fine-tuned packages, more customized packages. In terms of time of travel, it is wrong just to target the Chinese New Year. You know, we just have Labor Day. Labor Day is holiday for 3 days, and we take another 3 days before that. So it's 6 days, almost a week. That's another holiday you should look at, not just Chinese New Year. This is to balance the seasonal imbalances. We keep on talking about Chinese New Year. Most of the Chinese now, we are thinking how not to travel during Chinese New Year, because whenever we go somewhere, all we saw is Chinese people. I'm not sure we want to do that. HNWI, high net worth individual. This should be your next part segment to open. How many of you have been to Hong Kong? 1 in every 7 people in Hong Kong is a millionaire. I have a house in Hong Kong, but small. My house near Kowloon. At 10 p.m., I don't have to walk. People push you. So that's Hong Kong. But surprisingly, yesterday when I bought Hong Kong in the airline, the country manager told me, he said, not enough people from Hong Kong visiting Nepal. Something wrong with the promotion or something wrong with the positioning that we can improve. I talked to the chairman today. Something we can improve because we have to target the right people. Are we not giving them the right packages? But overall in China, we have almost 2 million HNWI, high net worth individual, about 20,000 each spread in 22 provinces. So who are these people? Just now we take a selfie, moderator, you guys are the millennials. So the definition of millennials are those are born after 70s or 2000. Well, so what do they like? They buy clothing, watches and jewelry, but beyond that, they are well traveled. They want to do something different. So give them something different. If you stick on your current products and not upgrade, you will not satisfy them. And when they choose tour operators, one thing that upset them the most, including me, I'm part of the millennials, is itinerary planning. How flexible are you? I was in Sri Lanka, again, it's closer to you. A couple of weeks ago, I was quite upset with my itinerary, for example. This can be changed and can be improved. And what they like personalized service, they like expertise. Show them something like other people don't show them. Tell them something more. When I go to Guatemala, before end of the world, 2012, accordingly, when I go to Guatemala, I talk to the archaeologists. I want to make sure that I can learn something different. Remember, now it's about experiencing beyond shopping. When we choose hotels, these are the lists how we look at hotels. And for example, let me give you one example, beddings. I took 50 CEOs to Kuala Lumpur a couple of years ago on a CEO retreat program. I put them in Western Kuala Lumpur. You know what my people did? One guy, he didn't sit on the bed, he slept on the floor of the hotel room. I said, dude, you waste my money. He said, the bed is too soft. So, not too soft, not too high. Hotel booking and decision making. Most of us, you think we book to third party. That is not correct. Look, hotel website take 42%. How many of you have a Chinese website that works? How many of you have a website hosted inside China that may not be blocked or slow in loading? How many of you have a Chinese website for more than 1 Chinese languages? Those are the questions. The last point I want to talk about is how to capture the market. This is a diagnosis for Nepal destination marketing. Again, congratulations on your new website. You did well for online promotion. But beyond that, remember, having a WeChat or Weibo or Youku does not work unless you do a campaign. When I mention a campaign, I mean, let's say, launch an 11 weeks campaign. Ask them, where is Nepal close to? What does Nepal have? A, Himalayan, B, tiger, C, elephant. They choose it correct, you give them a chocolate. The longer they follow you, the bigger present, and at the end do a prize drawing. Win 3 days, 2 nights. Oh, no, sorry, not enough. 7 days, 6 nights to Nepal. That you can generate 100,000 viewers in 11 weeks. Those are what I mean by immediate and advanced marketing. And we talk about industry context. I think Nepal is doing a lot of exhibition in China, attending a lot of travel fair, but that's not enough. If you want, we have 1 travel fair per city per month in China. Destination marketing. And when we look at other countries, for example, the furthest I will talk about, let's say Mexico, Cambodia. Mexico increased 40,000 in 1 year. Why? They've been doing a lot of promotion by cities. When we talk about creating a brand story, that includes going as far as Peru. I had to fly 26 hours from Shanghai to Peru. Who goes to Peru? 26 hours. But we managed to increase 4.5 times for Peru destination to attract Chinese people there. Thailand, when Thailand tourism minister go to China, she bring at least 100 companies with her. You know, Chinese people, when we talk about meeting a new destination, they often ask me, how many people coming? How many exhibitors coming? Movie marketing, you did well. You have Up in the Wind. I was re-watching it yesterday, but it did not get the impact as Lost in Thailand in Chiang Mai. So I would suggest maybe do another movie. I know there's some Bollywood people here. Maybe we can do something, or have the local Nepal movies partner with China movie company to do another movie marketing. This you can reach wide. 5-step development diagram. Now this is the diagnosis. We did with the preparation, China ready, you did some online promotion. The next step is online, offline promotion, do more roadshow to new cities. China office, not just Beijing, but also look at Shanghai, Guangzhou. Beijing have 700 outbound licensed tour operators. Shanghai have 150. But the productivity level of Shanghai is much higher than Beijing. That means more than 50% of Beijing tour operators are useless. Number 5, advanced marketing. Go beyond tier 1 and tier 2. Sorry, when you go beyond tier 1, tier 1.5, go to tier 2 and tier 3. Talk to Hong Kong and Macau. Do your luxury market. Go open it slowly with your segments. I'm almost at the end of my presentation, and well, as I mentioned, dedicated sales is important. Having someone in China to market for you, not just having a Chinese in Nepal, but having Chinese in China that can direct contact with the tour operators. Information channels, WeChat moments and website I mentioned just now, because people they talk about their friends. Hey, what about Nepal? How you like it? When I was in Sri Lanka and when I was in Maldives, when we go to the hotels, we look at it. Do you have the minimum thing we are looking at? And the news spread around. I was in USA in Denver last week, staying in Sheraton. Sheraton is a good hotel, right? But they don't have a sleepers. I have to call for sleepers. Remember, 95% of Chinese don't speak English. So what they do, they WeChat back to their friend in China. You say, then tell their friend, you know what? Sheraton have no sleepers. You know what happened? They just cross off Sheraton for good for Denver. So, lastly, digital marketing is online promotion, social media, and advanced. More than just a normal online promotion we talk about. Don't do the normal stuff, don't do the standard marketing, do the advanced marketing because of competition. My last 2 points is suggestion for the industry. Look at your online promotion, do the minimum. Have at least a Chinese website. Don't do your own translation, please. And go to explore the Hong Kong market because now you have Nepal airline. More airlines should be open, not just going to Shanghai. Shanghai, the slot is almost full. Go to tier 2, go to tier 3. Now we are helping Air New Guinea from Papua New Guinea to open the Western China. Look at the luxury market, not just Hong Kong, but beyond that. Because Hong Kong people, they are more difficult. Compared to mainland China, they are better customer for you. Advanced social media, you are looking at campaigns doing 50,000, 100,000 viewers in a very short time. Do the roadshow, open your China office, and being China ready, remember, is beyond translation and languages. This ends my presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Lee, for presenting on how to effectively attract the Chinese visitors for our campaign of 5 million visitors by 2030. We will still need you on the stage, Dr. Lee. So to present our honorable award for the Dr. Lee, I would like to request our Honorable Minister of Foreign Affairs, Mr. Pradeep Kumar Givali, to give the award to Dr. Marcus Lee. Thank you, Dr. Lee, and thank you to our Honorable Minister.